Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to launch today a free course on artificial intelligence. I don't know, you probably have heard about it so much, especially you guys dealing with Google, or you're hearing about Chat GPT, or you're hearing about all those beautiful stuff relating to automatic electronic vehicles and automatic cars, or self-driving cars, I should say. You're hearing about, you're writing sentences and it's completing automatically. When you're writing an email now, you immediately notice that it's completing the sentence for you. Many times you're writing something, it's fixing it. This is a whole field in computer science and artificial intelligence relating to language learning. But there is so much, and it's so beautiful. And many times I tell even my kids, you guys living in an era and a period in which you are so lucky. If you're smart enough and you start learning those stuff, it's fun. One. Second, you'll have a job for the rest of your life. It's people, there's so much demand for people that are able to do artificial intelligence. What I will do, several things in this course, okay? We will do it once a week. We'll try to stay within an hour, okay? So it won't be a burden on too much in one time. Second, I will direct you to self-studying if you want. I will direct you to things that you need to know in order to be able to handle this topic. I will try to focus a lot on examples. There's nothing better than examples. If you just spend all your time on theory, you get lost and you don't really know even how to implement it. Many of the things that I will do will be with a lot of examples. And then, okay, I will start diving into more structural. What do I mean by that? I won't spend today, for example, on even introductory. I will do it next time. And the reason is, I would like that you guys get a sense, what is artificial intelligence? What does it take? Okay? And we'll spend some time. And then next time, we'll have a lot of time during the following weeks in which I will expose one. There's a whole course that we have online. It's all for free. There's all the recording. There's all the learning that you want. Okay? And there's a lot of books. I'm sure that if you have seen, let me just show you some of them. Okay? Those ones you might have heard. Most likely you haven't heard. Okay? And people studying artificial intelligence, and there's so many types of layers. For example, reinforcement learning. Anybody heard about reinforcement learning? That's a big topic. All automation, robotics, it's all around this one. Okay, now please pay attention. A lot of them is done with Python. I will talk about Python as well. Okay, but reinforcement, it's a big topic. There's another topic. So a lot of people have no clue, never heard about it. Convolutional neural network. It's a very important topic. This has to do with image processing, video processing. Sometimes is how do you add a video, okay, with a voice and you match together. Sometimes I can play music. Can I touch to that a nice automatic video? Yeah, you can do a lot of those things. Convolutional neural network is one of the most advanced topics. Okay, another topic that most likely you have never heard about, recurrent neural network. Okay, this is a very important field. Okay, it's a lot of predicting the future. What am I going to do in certain situation? Okay, and there is so much demand in all of them. By the way, you will notice a lot of those are, I will talk about programming language in a minute, but all of those are extremely important topics. Here, by the way, you can see there's a lot of, it's well organized, but I don't want to go over that today. I will go over that some other time. Today, I would like to expose you to the beauty of it, okay? With a very simple examples. You'll get a little taste to what can you do, okay? I won't go into advanced examples. There's a lot of beautiful, very sophisticated example. We'll get to that. I will start with the simple ones. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about the structure. And more than that, I will advise you to get a computer, to do installation of what you need on your computer, maybe even not this week, but in the next 2 or whatever weeks. Try to get a computer, set your computer, do the example we're going to give you. Okay, try to implement it yourself. The beginning will be very hard. Okay, the beginning is always hard, but as time goes by, you will notice you start getting the idea and you start enjoying it. Okay, so I would strongly recommend you get a good computer, you set it up, you go over the examples. Moreover, we will open a user ID and a password to everybody that participate in these courses. You will be able to go online and practice see all the examples we go over in the class. Okay, I hope that will give you an easy way to get into this field and enjoy it. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, let me continue. So as I said, this is a full course on machine learning. And by the way, artificial intelligence, it's a field inside machine learning. Some people mixing up a lot of things. Machine learning is like a big name to everything. Okay, now you might hear machine learning, you hear artificial intelligence, you hear deep learning. Okay, by the way, when you see like the stuff I just showed a second ago, here we go, it says deep learning, deep reinforcement learning. So deep, it's usually has to do with very complex networks, where I haven't really defined what a network is. And as we go along, you'll understand what the difference between when we just say artificial intelligence and to when we say deep learning. Deep learning is usually very complex neural networks. And by the way, identifying pictures and all of that have been done using deep learning. Some people are still calling it just artificial intelligence because they don't know the difference. So now here you have a whole course. You have a whole course on machine learning. You have a lot of things of installation even. If you need help, I will refer you to SEO and to Daniel, Opio Daniel. And you can talk to them and they can help you with installation and what you will need to do. But this is really beautiful, a nice level of, I will go over a lot of the stuff in this course, but if you want, you can go ahead and learn from this course, okay? Now, let me give a little examples, just a little example, okay? If you see here, this one will be open for you guys. Okay, those are a lot of examples. I'm not going to cover those ones. Those are more advanced. Okay, I mentioned recurrent neural network. I mentioned convolution, multi-layer perceptron. We'll get to that. Okay, we'll get to a lot of more examples. Okay, but I would like to start with something very, very simple. You most likely have seen and you got excited or whatever. Let me start with this example. You know, you take a picture, let's say I'm uploading a picture. Okay, let's start with a simple example. Let's say the face, I'll just get a face, this guy. We have a picture of a person. Can the computer inside this picture find the face of the person? Where is the place of the face? Okay, this is, by the way, it's called computer vision. A whole field, it's a huge field. And we will see how we identify out of a video. Okay, I will open that one and show you another example. Extension. Okay, I won't be able to show you this one, unfortunately, because we're using the Zoom. Okay, and the Zoom is taking my camera. But I'll try it in the following few sessions. I'll put a second camera, and from the second camera, I will be able to show you how when you're passing by a camera, the computer in the video can identify where is your face, okay? Or can identify a lot of things, we'll see. But for now, we'll just do an example. Here's a guy, I want to upload this picture to the internet, and I want the computer to identify where is his face. Everybody got it? Everybody got the pictures here? Here's the original picture, okay? I uploaded it to the internet. By the way, it's a website. It's uploaded the picture of this guy. And on the right side, it took the same picture, but it put a square around his face. Now, what does it take the computer to be able to do that? The computer should be able to read the picture, convert it to something, and then go through some algorithm and finding something in the picture that is identifying a face. By the way, I can make it to identify flowers. I can, in fact, in future sessions, sometimes I can upload a video, somebody is dancing. Can I say which dance he is dancing? What is the dance is that dancing? Is it a salsa? Is it a tango? Can you identify by his movement or his movement? But this is a good foundation on what artificial intelligence becomes to be known of, and it's extending big time, big time. Any question on that one? What artificial intelligence is relating to video first? Anybody questions? I won't go too much, but I will lay down today the structure and how artificial intelligence works. And next session, I will do the introduction, okay? I will do actually what we're going to cover, which topics and all of that. Because you'll get lost. You know, I can show that one, and on every topic on this one, convolution network, I can teach a whole course. Recurrent neural network, I can teach a whole course. But that's not the objective for these introductions. This one is a little glimpse of what a computer can do, which is amazing, okay? Let's go into other things. This one is a beautiful example, totally different, okay? You're probably playing a computer games. I'm almost sure a lot of people playing computer games, okay? And then you say to yourself, well, can I make the computer play against the game, okay, and win? I give you, okay, that's one thing that we use reinforcement learning. But it's really much more, and you can do with it a hell of a lot of things. Now, I want to give an example of something you probably have read. Let me run it first, okay? Okay, let me explain here the change. Everybody see my screen? SEO, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Here's an example of, you can think about it as like a box. Everything that says 0, it's a place that let's say I'm in, well, it says number 2. Let's say I'm standing on number 2. And I'm trying on the very top left. And I want to reach to the very bottom, to the bottom right, to this place. Now, there's many ways I can go until I reach there. But I would like to find what will be the shortest way to get to the end. So here the computer takes this problem, analyze it. It knows that where it's a black, it cannot go there. So he doesn't even try to go there. So he's kind of walking. He can walk all the way and then he will get stuck. Okay? Or he will go all the way. He gets stuck. He will move to the left. Then he go back. And then we'll go back. And then we'll have, that won't be the shortest way. And the shortest way is to really going to the right, going down, going to the right, going down all the way, going again to the right, and doing all this path and goes to the end. Okay? Now, a computer can solve problems like that, like navigating from one place to another. Now, why is this example is extremely interesting? Think about it, about airplane. Airplane wants to get from one city to another. We don't really think about it even. But airplanes, all of them has automatic pilot. And it does calculation when flying from one place to another without really, don't even think about it. You look at the Google map. You want to reach from one city to another. It can go in many ways. And you can even define to the Google map, you can define to him, give me the shortest one. Or you can tell him, give me the one that I will get the fastest one. It doesn't have to be the shortest because some places you might get stuck in traffic. So this is all those problems solving. When you learn how to do that, you actually learn artificial intelligence. You learn a lot of good skills that you can implement in many other problems. Okay? So let me, just for fun, even to do it for fun, okay? Just to show you an example, you see here an example in which we found the shorter one. I can change this. If I would put if I would put a black place here, it will not go anymore in this way. We'll start looking for another place. Let me explain it. I actually want to get your hand dirty. When you study computer science, the best is feel comfortable. Don't be afraid if you make mistakes. I am most likely will make mistakes, a lot of them, and over time, but that's the beauty. This is the way you learn, okay? Let me go into this example for a second. Okay, I'm going to actually show you what a computer scientist actually does in real life. Well, this is a language called Python. So all the programming, a lot of people using Python. I will talk about it more next time, okay? But for now, Python is one of the leading software that is out there, and Google is promoting Python big time. They have written many packages, okay, in Python. There's almost anything that you want to do, you can do with Python. I will just demonstrate a very simple example here on this example. Okay, I will give you here an example on changing that image. Okay, by the way, here's a way I came to make the picture. So whatever you see here with the black ones, I can tell the computer what I want him to make the picture. For example, you will study in the future. I will talk about it when we get there. Okay, I start from the first one is always 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2. So it would be 2, 2. I will put a black place here on this one. Let's see if it will solve it differently. Okay, so in the place of 2, 2, do I have here a 2, 2? Let me edit 2, 2 here. That's what computer scientists do. Okay, they will study Python, they get so good at it, and then they can do a hell of a lot. Now, Python is a very good language to know. You young guys, I'm noticing here, a lot of you are young, so I would really strongly recommend that you go and try to get a skill. Here, I'm going to click on it now. It's going to solve this problem. He's going to put a black part here. So it's going to run. It's running. You say it's telling me running. It's going to solve. Here we go. It solved it. You notice I put a black place here. Did you notice? I added another black one. Okay? So it's not going to go down. It's just going right to the right and go down. Everybody got it? I added this. Let's make another one. Let's add another black one here. Okay, this is 0, 1 on 0, 1, 2. So let's add another black one. It will not go down right here. We'll have to go to the next one. You will see in a second. Let's add to 1, 2. I will add another black one there. I'm going to click on it and run it. And we're going to get the result in a second. Okay, pay attention. I just added another black place here. So the computer automatic noticed that this is the black too. So it's not going to go down immediately. He went to the right, and then he found the shortest place. Now, when we get into this example, and I will explain this example, because I want to teach you all this code. How do you do it, really? How do you make this picture here? Okay, how is the algorithm solving? There's a lot of those stuff. You will learn all of those. You will learn what is called agent. We'll talk about an agent. We'll talk about environment. Okay, how is this agent? The agent is the guy that actually solved the problem. How does it do it? What is this algorithm works? How does it work? And the beauty when you learn it, you can solve a lot of other choices. By the way, it's actions that it can do, which way to work. And we'll make this example better and better. By the way, whatever you see here, this is Python. It's a language called Python, very powerful. And in the beginning, it seems hard. And as everything in life, you get used to it, you learn the rules, and then it becomes much easier. So the language you see here, it's Python. This is like you can see, we have an agent in these kind of problems. All the reinforcement learning, all we will have an agent. We call the environment a mess here. The mess, in fact, is making this picture, just defining the picture. And based on where I put the black stuff, the agent will try to solve the problem. And it does, as you can tell here. If I will continue and changing it, with a moreover, I'm trying to make him very smart. Don't spend too much time to try to solve it. I will help him to solve the problem, and he has to learn how to solve those problems. Okay? So this is a beautiful example of reinforcement, and I introduce here Python language. Okay? One more thing that I would like before we continue, okay, this is a website, okay? Anybody has some experience on websites? Anybody of the audience? Anybody have participated or made a website in their life? Anybody? Okay. A website usually, let me just go very minimal today. Website is basically a web page, like you're going to Google, okay? This is like a Google web page. You know, you have buttons, I click on it, it's doing something, is literally connecting to the server, which is the internet, which is in the internet, sending the problem to the internet, and the computer solving the problem and sending the results. Then the website, I have to present that picture, like here, I need to present it. So all this presentation, what we call as a user interface, it is done in a language called JavaScript. You might have heard, okay? You might have heard a language called JavaScript. So all those JavaScript, okay, it's another language, can communicate to the Python, which is on the website, and they're communicating. When I click the button here, the JavaScript go to the Python and tell him, solve this problem for me. The Python solve the problem, return the results, and then the JavaScript, in fact, making those images. Okay? So there is usually, most of the people, I think almost 95% of the people using JavaScript on doing the user interface and using Python to solve those complicated problems. So one thing to take away from today's session, one, we know that we're using Python for solving artificial intelligence problem. Second, when we present the information to the user, we use JavaScript. We communicate between the two of them, but that's a different topic that we cover, or at least outline, and I will send you to where you can learn those ones if you want to extend your knowledge. Okay? So this is a problem of artificial intelligence in which it's actually solving a complex problem. You can make it much more complex. You can make a big one, and it will be able to solve it, which is amazing, which is beautiful. Let me give one more, going back to this one. I showed you one example. I wanted to extend this one even further, and that's the way we will do things. We start from a simple problem, like I showed you uploading one image, okay, of this guy. But how about if I extend the problem and I have a lot of faces, okay? Can still the computer identify all those images and go inside and find the faces of those people? Let's try that, okay? Let's choose this image now. Oh, beautiful. See how quick he does it. It's amazing. It really is fast. Pay attention, please, that when you look at it, on the left side is the original image. We have a lot of faces. Pay attention, the first one, he identified. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little square around all those faces. Pay attention that this one, the fifth one, he didn't find it. Can you tell why? Anybody? Can you tell why he couldn't find the one on the right side? You see on the fifth guy, the fifth lady, she's holding in her hand, she's holding a camera. And this is making it that the computer couldn't identify her face. Basically, she's covering her face. Now, believe it or not, okay, and we will see in the future, even in this situation, I still have other things that I can say what her face is. I have her hair on the top. She have a elbow, she have her, she have a little bit, I can see her mouth a little bit, her chin, okay? I still can maybe identify her face, and you can improve the algorithm, even if I'm giving him less information. See, this lady in the fourth place, her face is very obvious. The computer identify her eyes, her nose, her mouth, can see her teeth, and I can identify it's easy for the computer. The fifth one, this algorithm, it's not good enough. I need to get a different algorithm, still will be able to identify her face, even if she is covering her face. I'll give you another example. If you look at the lady in the fifth place, in the fifth row, the first one, she has glasses, okay? All the other ones, some of them have glasses, but most of the people don't have glasses. Still, the computer was able to show or find her face. By the way, as we go along, I will show you examples of a person. Let's say, okay, that we can add glasses or whatever to a person, or even remove it and still make it a nice picture. That all of those in computer visions, okay? I focused a little bit on computer vision because it's a big thing that was the beginning of artificial intelligence. When artificial intelligence became to be so known, it really is pictures, and then it becomes to be video, then it went to music, okay? It becomes to be robotic big time, okay? And all of them, believe it or not, have very similar algorithms and being used in different ways. So here we go. Although in this example, the glasses didn't destroy, or I can still identify her, but if somebody covering too much of her, the face, we cannot really identify. Look at the lady also on the third place. She also holding a camera. Still, I cannot really identify her face, okay? This one, and this one, there's like 3 examples in which this algorithm is not good enough. Believe it or not, there's many places now. You probably have heard about all those protests in the US now in colleges. And you will see students that going to this protest covering their face. One of the reasons they are afraid to be identified in the future, and they might lose their job. What they don't know that today computer vision is so sophisticated, I don't need to see all your face to know who you are. It's enough to see your eyes. It's enough. And they are not covering their eyes. So all those people, they're all known. You don't need, it won't help you. Okay, that's really the level in which it's got to. Okay, I hope this gives you a little bit. I really didn't cover much, and I didn't want it. And there's so many other examples we will talk about. Here I gave an example of reinforcement. This one, as we get along, and I will open applying artificial intelligence for finance. And then we will see a lot of other examples of artificial intelligence to many other fields. Could be politics, could be engineering. All of those are extremely good examples, and all of them are derived from very similar algorithms. By the way, don't go and read books like that yet. You're not ready. You might look at a book like that and you get scared, okay? Believe me, when I saw it the first time several years ago, and I saw it the first time, it was scary. It is scary, okay? But let's go step by step, one thing at a time. And then as we go along, we'll expand it, okay? And we'll expand these algorithms, we'll learn them. One thing I will advise you, if you really want to take the most out of this class, okay? And we will do it once every week. And if you have any topics you would like me to expand on, please send an email to Opio and to Brenda, SEO Brenda, and I will take those comments or those recommendations or those requests, and I will talk about it. Okay, so let's make it fun. Let's enjoy the process, okay, and move on. What I will take, we have about another 15 minutes. Let me talk about infrastructure a little bit. How is computer science and artificial intelligence as part of this, part of the computer science, the machine learning part, okay? How is it structured? How is the software structure is being done? So let me go slow a little bit on that. Next week, it will be really our first session. Today is just pre-introduction, I will call it, okay? And I really want to encourage you, get ready to those courses, this course, take advantage of it, okay? Let me talk about infrastructure, and I will use another example, by the way, that you can, I would really strongly recommend for you. I give you another example here. This is a regular software. It uses artificial intelligence, okay? This is a place, sometimes you want to analyze something, you need to upload data. So you can upload data, okay? And after you upload the data, you would like to see it. So if you upload data, you can go here, you can upload Excel. For example, I can upload Excel. I'm going to go step by step, and you understand structure of artificial intelligence software, okay? And those are the components. You many times upload data. One way you can upload data is by simply uploading Excel file. See, all those, this is Excel file, as you can see. I'm not going to do it, I already have done it. I double click on it, it will take the data and upload it to the computer. The computer gets the data. So stage number one, getting data for the system, for the algorithm, for the project, so I can analyze it. Stage one. But before I start analyzing, I upload the Excel. I want to see that everything was uploaded. And here is many ways. You have reports that you can view the data. And there is, by the way, this is data in several districts. Some, by the way, this is for political science project. Okay, I can change if I want to see the voting, I want to see the population, but that's detail. Okay, then I can see it in many ways, and I make sure that I'm getting for different years. I see that all my data is okay. Okay, and I can move to different districts and sort it, whatever. Stage number one, get the data. The data you do, you need to use the interface, or you upload it, or there's other ways. You can connect to other websites, or you can connect to other services that provide the data. Many times you might do a research in marketing, okay? And you collect data from all over the country. Or sometimes you want to compare prices of a product, for example. Or you want to read what people says about something, about some product. Or let's say a politician running for politics, and he wants to know what the opinion of people in different places in the country. So I need to collect this data, otherwise how will I know? So you don't have to upload the data as an Excel. You can upload it in many other ways, okay? But stage number one, have to collect data. You view the data, you make sure the data is good, it was uploaded correctly. The next stage, you can already see it on the screen, it's you clean the data, you organize the data, That's what we call data science. A lot of times you will hear this concept. I'm a data scientist. What does it mean? It means that this guy can read the data, manipulate it, fix it, clean it, organize it, make sure there's no errors, organize it. Sometimes there's something called normalization, make the data will match to each other. And we will talk about those as well, okay? After the data is good, then you got run some algorithm. I showed you the reinforcement. That was a special program, but this one is totally different. This one, I want to see how potential I am, or what is my ability to predict the election in different districts of the country. This is a different country, it's not Uganda. But by the way, and I can see the results in different districts, maybe regions of the country, let's say A and B, and you will see in a minute. Let me just, hold a second, bear with me a second. Just make sure I get that one right. Okay, let me run it. Okay, this is one. I can change the district and I can run it. And here we go. So every district I will get different picture. Let me see the A. Here we go. So it's automatically, I can see the result. Every district here, for example, I have a chance to be elected. Here is this one I have very, this part I'm really below. So I have to make my effort to go and talk to those people. This is just one example in which, okay, so let's go into a very easy structure. We have data, we upload the data, we put the data on the computer, we clean the data, we organize the data. Then on that data, we implement some algorithm, and that algorithm show me results or show me conclusions. And last part, we present the data. So here, we actually presenting the data. Fair enough? So this is like 3 layers that you have. How would you program it? How will you actually do it? Unfortunately, our time will not be, we won't be able to do everything, so we won't be able to actually teach you all the programming, but I will direct you. I will go over the code, even this example. If you guys want, this example is more as a software, more as a data science, less as artificial intelligence. This one is more as artificial intelligence. Okay, this one, it's more like artificial intelligence. I will go more into this one, because that's the purpose of this, this project, this course. But if you guys want, this one is a very extremely important skills to be able. Okay, and I will finish maybe, and I will talk about it next time. We have developed in Academy City a lot of things. We use something called Django. I don't know how many of you have heard about Django, and please go and try to, I will write it down here so you can see it on the screen. Okay, and you can read, there's so many classes on Django. Okay, let me even make it bigger. Okay, Django is a structure of building up softwares. Django has 2 main and 3 main, I should really say. One is you have the JavaScript language, you have the Python, and you have database. Remember when I said you have to upload the data, you need to get the data and put it on the computer. The place you put it on is database. Okay. Then you use Python to write an algorithm to find something you are interested, let's say, solving a problem, like finding the shortest path from one place to another place, you use Python. When you want to present that to the user on the computer, on the screen, you use JavaScript. So Django include all of those three elements, the three major elements. It's a structure or a software development framework. By the way, it's all free. Django is free, okay? Django is a framework which is totally free. By the way, a lot of the things that I will talk about them, and if you want to implement it on your computer, they're really for free. You can find them, and I will show you where you can find them. Moreover, you can use Opio and SEO to help you in setting up your environment and how to set that one so you can actually practice it by yourself. Okay, so Django is free. Django is a beautiful. We're in Academy City. We enhanced the Django. We developed something that's called Django Code Management System. This is make your life easier to organize your work in JavaScript, mostly in JavaScript, because this is where you eventually do a lot of the work, okay? And we make a lot of, and the connections between the JavaScript and the Python, this is make life very, very easy. So it makes it even easier for you to get going and start being productive as a computer scientist, productive, okay? So this is about the framework. One more thing, I'm using here what is known as PyCharm. Let me write it down for you guys. We use PyCharm. But you can use many other ones. By the way, some people like Microsoft stuff. So you have Visual Studio of Microsoft. And there's a lot of other ones. They're all good. Okay. This is very popular one, and this is also free. PyCharm is it's kind of a software to help you to develop programs. Okay. So what you see here, I'm actually developing. I can use JavaScript and I use Python within this framework. The framework is Django. So within Django, as I said, we have place for Python, we have a place for JavaScript, we have a place for database. All of this I'm doing utilizing PyCharm. Okay, I think it's enough for the first day. And as we go along, and I will get some feedback from you guys, I'll be more than happy to extend. So it will be really beautiful, and we get a lot of from it if we actually get kind of correspondence between us, especially going to it through utilizing the use the website, use SEO, use the Opio, communicate with them, say what you like. Okay, this was pre-introduction. We really haven't started yet. We haven't. I just wanted to touch elements that are important. I did cover the stuff that we'll need in the future. Okay, I open up a little bit. I will give many, many more examples. Even in the introduction, I will give more examples of artificial intelligence. And then we will start taking a project, taking a problem that we solve in artificial intelligence, and that's what we cover that week. And that's what we'll do every week, okay? And if you are interested in a specific topic, please let me know, and I will introduce it and put it in the schedule. Okay, guys? Everybody happy?
I think we can have questions
a
if
few
there
more
is.
minutes. If you have questions, you're more than welcome, guys.
Yes. Guys, feel free to speak up. Or if you have a comment, session, or anything you'd like us to improve, or something you'd like to learn about, feel free to talk right now.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Can you hear us?
Yeah. So I came a little bit late, but I wanted to ask which website specifically can help me.
I couldn't hear it. Could you hear that, Ezio?
Yes, he's asking the name of the website, and I've put it in the chat, but it's www.academycity.org.
I'm glad you asked that, because after next week, we're going to make a special website just for this course. You will get a user ID and a password. When you log there, okay, you will be able to see all the material. For example, you will be able to get to, you will be able to, like here, I will give you, let's say, machine learning. Okay, and when you go into that, after you log in, you will be able to see everything.
Doctor, I think you're not sharing.
Sorry about it. Okay, you'll get user ID and password. When you go to Academy City, let me do it, that just demonstrate the way it works. academycity.org. This is our website. We will give you a user ID and a password. I will write it. Okay, I can tell you already. It will be a user. Everybody can use it. Yeah. Okay, let me even write it here. The user would be machine learning, lowercase. That's the user. But you will send, Ezio will send, and she will send to you, if you write your email, she will send to all of you the user, and the password will be, pay attention, big M, lower L, 122 hash. That will be your password. So when you log in, okay, you will be able to see all the material for this course. And this one will be changing over the weeks, because we always will add. So after you log in, you will get, and you put ML, and you will be right into the website. You won't see this one. This is just for me, okay? And you will see the material for the course. Okay, but I will cover that again next week. Okay, this is good, because we'll cover all of that. By the way, as I said, we haven't started yet. We just introduced the idea. I would love to hear from you guys, and think that you might interested on doing, and if I can help you and we can help you to achieve your goal or learning this topic, you're more than welcome. Anybody else, guys? Let me ask you a little bit, just to get to know you a little bit. Anybody has a background in computer science? Have you programmed any times ever? I will try to avoid as much as I can from the code, but I think if you would like to get into this kind of a topic, I will strongly advise you to even take another courses, okay, on studying some computer science. I will cover a lot, but I won't be teaching Python. I will talk about Python. I will explain the code. But if you have a background on that, it will be extremely helpful for you. Okay, because otherwise we never finish. It will be teaching only Python or JavaScript, and we would like to focus on artificial intelligence. So if you guys really would like to benefit, I would strongly recommend you search for, you can ask Ezio, you can ask Opio, how you can study at least Python in the beginning, at least Python, or try to take some classes or something so you can smoothly understand this course. Will help you a lot. I will go over the code, but I will not be teaching Python as Python. Okay? Okay, guys, thank you for joining us. And let's see you next week. Next week, I will didn't say my name. My name is Amos Baranis. By next week, I will tell you about myself a little bit. Thank God I have done a lot, and I wish you all the luck and see you next week. Thank you, guys.